वो
Okay, so King of Kotha and पूरी टीम को बहुत बहुत स्वागत. This is Simran Singh here from DNA. दुलकर, आपसे मिलके दोबारा मिलके बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है.
same. Always happy to see you again.
Okay, so मेरा सवाल पहले आपसे यही बनता है कि जो आपका कैरेक्टर, दिस इज फर्स्ट टाइम यू आर प्लेइंग सच अ मासी कैरेक्टर. सो जब भी हम कोई गैंगस्टर रोल प्ले करते हैं, सो वी हैव दिस सीड्स या जहाँ से हम एनर्जी चैनलाइज करते हैं, वी हैव सम रेफरेंसेस कहीं ना कहीं. जैसे हम बात करें बचपन में भी हम आईने के आगे खड़े होकर ऐसे स्टाइल मारते थे, और यू नो वी यूज्ड टू से दिस डायलॉग to get into the character, to get into the skin of the character. What was your reference point here? What was it that you actually channelized that king of Kotha?
I think it's got a very deep-rooted story in the film, and I think in being in period and in arriving at my look and my clothes and everything, I think somewhere I kind of understood the essence of Raju. A lot of the body language in this is not anything I would usually do, and I'm extremely calm and patient as a human. But Raju is very volatile. He's very, just impulsive. He explodes very violently. So that is something I had to really dig deep to find. I know a lot of the shots we went in slightly longer takes, so I could just be in that because you can't suddenly arrive at that in a quick cut. But a lot of the times I think it's just in the writing, and I try mostly to find something original because I feel like every time you use a reference point, you will have those influences, which is not a bad thing, but I think my goal is always to kind of surprise myself and the audience. So a lot of these things that I was trying, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. So that's the gamble, right? Like when you do a scene a certain way, and I had the freedom. My director gave me the freedom to try things, and then I'll go and I'm like, how's the playback? Does that thing work? Even this hand thing that I was doing, I was like, is that working? So a lot of it, I think, is like trial and error. But it was just great to this past year has been so interesting in terms of deviations from characters. I think from Ram and Danny and Arjun and Raju, they're all different men. And if I can not appear as myself, not appear as BQ or whatever people see me as, and only appear as these characters, I think that is what I strive for.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Hi, Dulkar. Straight.
I see.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Vijay Lakshmi from the Free Press Journal. My question to you is, earlier in May when Tobino was down in Mumbai for the special screening of 2018, he mentioned a very crucial point about the Malayalam film industry. Like, unlike the other languages down south, there is still, not a outstanding pan-Indian Malayalam film that has made that kind of noise, like say a Pushpa from like a Pushpa or an RRR or a KGF in comparison. Do you think, as a producer and more importantly as someone who is presenting King of Kotha on a pan-Indian screen, do you see that change happening?
I think, especially post COVID and the advent of OTT, I think now if you want to draw people to the theaters, you have to offer a theatrical experience. There has to be some kind of spectacle. Like people, I think, need that value for their money, right? They need entertainment on a larger scale. So Malayalam always having been very much more like budget focused. I think we were always a little wary of going bigger. But I think this whole lockdown and people watching our cinema is kind of making us now a familiar face across. So now I think we all have a lot more courage to push that. And I think in my journey, very organically working in all these industries, now I feel like I can dub my films and bring it to audiences everywhere. So with this, we pushed as much as we could in terms of budget and scale. We went all out. It's my most expensive film to date. It's the biggest film we have produced as a company. And I think the goal is to give it that big spectacle, that theatrical experience. And what I think is beautiful now in India is we're all discovering so much more about each other, so much of our stories, so much of our culture, like our micro-cultures. Like if you, like Kantara, I think had that beauty of that.
Who doesn't?
That, yeah, exactly, which is not familiar to people, say maybe up north or maybe in the northeast. It's so far away from them. So I love that we are telling rooted stories from each of our like places, and then getting that to spread as much as possible. So that is the goal. It isn't like when we say we don't have those big pan-Indian films. I think certain stories lend themselves to that. Some are maybe smaller, and the thing is the audience is spoiled for choice. You have films from everywhere, and so if you're gonna penetrate in that manner, you have to kind of come a little big. You have to make a lot of noise. So I think the goal when we started this film was to try and make it as big an experience as possible, and I think this is something that hopefully we can push those boundaries with.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi, this is Abhishek from Bollywood Now here. Firstly, congratulations for two things. One is you completing 11 years in the industry. Also, your two back-to-back releases. So we are happy and lucky to see you on screen. मेरा सवाल है आपसे हिंदी में कि आपने कहीं कहा है कि आप खुद को स्क्रीन पर देखना नहीं पसंद करते या नर्वस रहते हो, तो अभी दो बैक टू बैक पिक्चरें आ रही है, एक वेब सीरीज है और एक बिग स्क्रीन रिलीज है, तो आप इसे कैसे देखते हैं?
जी, मैं अभी यही सोच रहा था कि ये पहली बार ये ट्रेलर मैं बिग स्क्रीन पे देख रहा हूँ। अभी ये क्या हो रहा है, लाइक ये लोग ठीक है, मैं ठीक कर रहा हूँ। So all that is there, but I think the my intent is to keep doing well and kind of convince you guys that I am this character and perform that role to the best of my ability. So I think अभी 11 साल हो चुके हैं, तो थोड़ा I'm a little more like used to seeing myself, but I'm very bad at revisiting my films. I think वो release के वक्त 2-3 बार हम सब मिलके देखते हैं. Then after some time I'm just like done. Because I think most of us actors have that. अरे ये scene में ऐसा भी कर सकता था. Could have been approached different way. Maybe I should have done this. A lot of the times I think for me, I don't know about the others, but हम जब scenes perform करते हैं, obviously directors tell us certain things and हम भी improvise करते हैं. पर जब हम शूट खत्म करके जब हम रूम या घर जाते हैं, तभी उसी वक्त एक आइडिया आ जाता है, लाइक अरे मैं ऐसा कर सकता था उसी में. Weirdly these things happen later. So I think when we watch ourselves on screen, I'm like, I should have done that. That happens, but I think it comes from the passion towards it. But yeah, I think I'm getting a little more used to it.
But Mammootty sir is exactly opposite of you.
I don't know if we'll say he loves watching himself on screen, but I know that he now revisits his old films, like from the 80s. I see him sometimes in his room. If I walk in, he'll be just like on YouTube, watching a very old film of his. I think he's also reminiscing those times, reminiscing those memories of how they made that film. And he's like, today I might not play this character like that. So I think it is important to do that. But yeah, I should revisit my stuff more.
Thank you so much. Thank you.